Have you ever found yourself thinking, even for just a moment, is this all there is? Or perhaps you feel a quiet sense of unease, a nagging feeling that something isn't quite right. Even when on the surface, everything seems stable and comfortable. It's a painful reality for many of us as we get older. We've worked hard. We've navigated life's many turns. We've raised families, built careers, and perhaps now find ourselves with more time on our hands. Yet a deep, fulfilling happiness still feels just out of reach. It's not about grand failures or dramatic life changes. Often, it's about subtle, almost invisible habits we fall into. Things we might not even recognize as detrimental, that quietly chip away at our joy. These aren't obvious traps. They're often things we've accepted as normal, even harmless. That can actually prevent us from experiencing the deep, vibrant happiness we deserve. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 shocking mistakes older people make that quietly, but powerfully, destroy their happiness. And trust me, you'll want to watch to the very end, because there's something that will truly surprise you, something that can profoundly shift your perspective. Let's dive right into the first of these often overlooked pitfalls, a habit that can subtly trap us in a cycle of discontent. The first mistake is dwelling on the past and allowing regrets to overshadow the present. Think about it. How much time do you spend replaying old conversations, reliving missed opportunities, or agonizing over decisions you made years ago? This isn't the healthy process of reflection, where we learn from experience and move forward. This is rumination, a mental loop that keeps us stuck, constantly looking backward instead of appreciating the beauty of the now or looking forward with hope. It's the "if only I had" trap, the "why didn't I" whisper that can become a shout in our minds. Perhaps you regret a career path not taken, a word left unsaid, or a friendship that drifted apart. While it's natural to have such thoughts occasionally, when they become the dominant narrative of your inner world, they steal your present joy and make it incredibly difficult to embrace new possibilities. It's like trying to drive a car while only looking in the rearview mirror. You're bound to miss what's right in front of you and potentially crash. So, how do we break free from this first? Practice mindful presence. This means actively bringing your attention to the current moment. When you're having your morning tea, truly taste it. Feel the warmth of the cup. Notice the quiet sounds around you. When you're walking, feel your feet on the ground. Notice the sky, the trees, the air on your skin. These small acts of savoring can slowly retrain your brain to appreciate the now. Second, reframe your regrets. Instead of seeing them as failures, view them as lessons. Every experience, every choice, every perceived misstep has contributed to the unique, wise person you are today. Without those experiences, you wouldn't have the perspective you now possess. Can you find one lesson, however small, from a past situation you regret? And third, cultivate a deep practice of gratitude. Actively seek out things to be grateful for. No matter how small, it could be the comfort of your home, the kindness of a stranger, or simply the ability to breathe freely. Keeping a gratitude journal can be incredibly powerful for this. Finally, and this is perhaps the hardest but most freeing step, practice forgiveness. Forgive yourself for past mistakes, and forgive others who may have wronged you. Holding on to grudges or self-blame is toxic, a heavy chain that binds you to an unhappy past. Releasing it creates immense space for happiness. Now, closely related to getting stuck in the past is another silent happiness thief, one that can leave us feeling profoundly alone even when surrounded by people. The second mistake is neglecting social connections and meaningful relationships. As we age, our social circles can naturally shrink. Friends move away or pass on. Family dynamics change, and the regular social interaction that came with a career often ends. It's incredibly easy to slide into isolation. believing that we're too old for new friends, too busy for old ones, or simply that we don't need people as much as we used to. But the truth is, humans are wired for connection. Numerous studies show that social isolation is as damaging to our health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. It impacts our mental well-being, our cognitive function, and even our physical health. When we don't nurture these connections, we lose a vital source of joy, support, and purpose. Think of a beautiful garden. Without regular watering and nurturing, even the most vibrant plants will eventually wither. Our relationships are the same. They require consistent care and attention to flourish. So, what can we do to combat this growing isolation? The first step is to actively reach out. It can be as simple as a phone call, a text message, or sending a handwritten card to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Don't wait for others to initiate. Be the one to extend the olive branch. Second, join new groups or activities that align with your interests. This could be a book club, a walking group, a local volunteer organization, an art class, or a community center offering senior programs. Start small if it feels intimidating. Just showing up and being open to conversation can be enough. Third, make dedicated time for your existing relationships. Schedule regular calls with family members, plan monthly lunches with old friends, or organize a weekly game night. Consistency is key. Fourth, be open to new friendships. Don't assume that because you're older, you can't make new, deep connections. Often, shared experiences in new groups can lead to incredibly fulfilling bonds. Finally, consider volunteering. It not only connects you with like-minded people, but also gives you a powerful sense of purpose and contribution, which is a profound source of happiness in itself. These first two mistakes can truly trap us, but they often lead us right into a third, equally destructive habit that stifles joy and keeps our spirits from soaring. And that third mistake, one that many of us fall prey to without even realizing it, is stopping the pursuit of learning and personal growth. There's a pervasive myth that after retirement, or once we reach a certain age, our time for learning is over. We settle into routines, stop challenging our minds, and perhaps believe we've learned enough over the decades. But our brains, much like our bodies, thrive on novelty and challenge when we stop actively engaging our minds in new ways. Stagnation sets in. This can lead to boredom, apathy, and a diminished sense of purpose. Imagine a well-tended garden that suddenly stops receiving new seeds, new soil, or new sunlight. It will eventually become barren. Our minds are just the same. When we dismiss new technologies, avoid new hobbies, or cling to the belief that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, we are closing ourselves off from a vast world of discovery and the profound satisfaction that comes with mastering something new or simply understanding something better. This isn't about going back to school for a degree, though it certainly could be. It's about maintaining a vibrant, curious spirit. So, how do we keep our minds sharp and our spirits engaged? First, embrace curiosity. Start asking questions about things you encounter daily. Why does a certain plant grow that way? How does that new gadget work? What's the history behind this local landmark? This simple shift in perspective can open up a world of inquiry. Second, actively learn a new skill. This could be anything that genuinely piques your interest: playing a musical instrument, learning a new language, trying your hand at painting, delving into woodworking, or even exploring basic coding. The process of learning, even with its frustrations, activates new neural pathways and brings a profound sense of accomplishment. Third, engage your mind with puzzles and strategic games, crosswords, Sudoku, chess, bridge, or even complex board games can provide excellent mental workouts. Reading diverse genres, from history to fiction to science, also keeps your mind agile and open. Fourth, Consider travel or new experiences, even local ones, seeing new places, trying new foods, or simply exploring a different neighborhood can stimulate your senses and challenge your perspectives. Many free or affordable online courses are available on platforms like YouTube or university websites, offering everything from history to photography. You might be surprised at how much joy a new interest can bring. Now, while nurturing our minds is crucial, our physical well-being often takes a back seat, leading to another common mistake that severely impacts our happiness. The fourth mistake is neglecting physical well-being through a sedentary lifestyle and poor diet. This isn't about becoming an athlete or adhering to a strict regimen. It's about the fundamental importance of moving your body regularly and nourishing it with wholesome foods. As our daily routines change, or perhaps our energy levels seem to dip, it's incredibly easy to become less active and fall into unhealthy eating patterns. We might spend more time sitting, rely on convenient processed foods, consume sugary drinks, or simply not drink enough water. But a body that isn't cared for will inevitably lead to decreased energy, mood swings, increased aches and pains, and a general decline in quality of life. It becomes incredibly difficult to feel truly happy and vibrant when your body feels constantly unwell, sluggish, or burdened. Your body is the vehicle for your life's journey. If you don't maintain it, it will break down, no matter how beautiful the scenery is along the way. So, how can we better care for our physical selves to boost our happiness? The first and most critical step is gentle, consistent movement daily. This doesn't mean hitting the gym for an hour if that's not your style. It can be as simple as a daily walk around your neighborhood, gentle stretching, gardening, dancing to your favorite music, or even chair exercises. The key is consistency, not intensity. Even short bursts of activity throughout the day add up. Second, prioritize protein in your diet. As we age, maintaining muscle mass becomes crucial for strength, balance, and a healthy metabolism. Include lean proteins like chicken, fish, beans, lentils, or eggs in your meals. Third, focus on hydration. Many older adults are chronically dehydrated without even realizing it. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. Keep a water bottle handy as a reminder. Fourth, shift your focus to whole foods. Incorporate a variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats into your diet. Limit processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy saturated fats, which can lead to inflammation and low energy. Finally, stay on top of your regular health checkups. Addressing any physical issues proactively, rather than letting them fester, is a vital part of maintaining your well-being and, consequently, your happiness. We've talked about the traps of the past, the need for connection, the importance of a vibrant mind and body. But there's one more profound mistake, perhaps the most surprising of all, that truly holds many back from their happiest selves. And it's something we all do almost without thinking. And that fifth shocking mistake, the one that often goes unnoticed because it feels so natural to us, is the fear of embracing change and new experiences. As we get older, our comfort zones become incredibly appealing, almost like a cozy, familiar blanket. We often resist new technologies, new ways of doing things, meeting new people, or embarking on new adventures because they feel disruptive, intimidating, or simply too much effort. This resistance stems from a natural human preference for predictability. But when taken too far, this fear of change leads to stagnation, missed opportunities, and a profoundly shrinking world. The world around us is constantly evolving, whether it's new ways to communicate, new forms of entertainment, or new scientific discoveries. A refusal to adapt, to open ourselves to the new, can leave us feeling isolated, irrelevant, and ultimately, deeply unhappy. Imagine a river. If you try to stand still in its currents, you'll eventually be left behind on the dry bank. Life is a flowing river, and embracing its movement is essential for joy. So, how do we conquer this innate fear and embrace the vibrant flow of life first? Start with small, manageable steps outside your comfort zone. This isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It could be trying a new restaurant, learning how to use just one new app on your phone, or striking up a conversation with someone you wouldn't normally approach. These small victories build confidence. Second, challenge your own assumptions. Just because you've always done something one way doesn't mean it's the only or best way. Be open to different perspectives and methods. Sometimes, the most efficient or enjoyable way to do something might be something entirely new to you. Third, embrace what's called a beginner's mind. This means approaching new situations with openness, curiosity, and a willingness to learn, without the pressure to be perfect or already an expert. It's okay to stumble. That's part of the learning process. The joy is in the exploration. Fourth, actively seek out novelty. This doesn't require grand gestures. It can be trying a new recipe, listening to a different genre of music, exploring a part of your town you've never visited, or picking up a book by an author you've never read. These small doses of newness keep life interesting and your mind stimulated. Finally, reframe fear as excitement. That flutter you feel in your stomach when contemplating something new isn't just fear. It can also be the thrilling anticipation of discovery and growth. So, we've explored these 5 crucial areas where happiness can subtly slip away, getting trapped in past regrets, allowing our essential social connections to wither, letting our minds stagnate by stopping the pursuit of learning, neglecting the very body that carries us through life, and resisting the beautiful, invigorating flow of change and new experiences. These are not character flaws or signs of weakness. They are simply habits we've fallen into, often unknowingly. As we've navigated the natural transitions of life, the truly wonderful news, and the surprise I promised you, is that every single one of these can be reversed. Every single one of these areas offers you a profound opportunity for renewal and increased happiness. Right now, it doesn't require monumental effort. Small, consistent changes in any of these areas can ripple outwards, transforming your daily experience and opening doors to unexpected joy and fulfillment. I truly hope this conversation has sparked some thoughts for you, perhaps even a gentle recognition of areas where you might make a small shift. I'd love to hear your experiences. Have you found yourself falling into any of these traps? Or perhaps you've successfully overcome one of these challenges and found new happiness. Share your insights and your wisdom in the comments below. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take their own step forward. If this video resonated with you, if it gave you even one idea to brighten your days or shift your perspective, please consider giving it a like. It truly helps this message reach more people who might benefit from it. People who are also seeking that deeper sense of happiness in their later years. And if you want more practical, heartfelt advice on living your fullest, happiest life at any age, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future conversations like this one. You have so much life left to live, so much joy to discover, so many new chapters to write. Don't let these subtle mistakes steal your precious happiness. Embrace every moment. Nurture yourself with kindness and live your best life at every age. You truly deserve all the happiness the world has to offer.